Clinton is flying high. Tsongas is stuck on the ground as the presidential campaign heads to Illinois and Michigan. Bank fees are booming, and we'll tell you how to get your money's worth. Also, Eye on America. Warning, blowing the whistle can be very risky business. This is the CBS Evening News. Good evening. Dan Rather reporting. The presidential campaign is now centered in the industrial Midwest, with Bill Clinton the clear Democratic frontrunner. After his Super Tuesday sweep of the South, Clinton now has 1/3 of the delegates needed to win the Democratic nomination, far more than Paul Tsongas and Jerry Brown. But as correspondent Richard Threlkeld reports, that doesn't necessarily mean Clinton's problems are over.
Bill Clinton was in Chicago today trying to complete the 1-2 punch he's been planning for months. Victory in Super Tuesday this week, victory in Illinois next week. He's got what's left of the old Chicago Democratic machine behind him, although Mayor Richard Daley insists he's officially neutral. The recession's cut especially deep among blue-collar families in Illinois and Michigan, so Clinton is running TV ads to try to show he's the working man's friend, and Paul Tsongas isn't.
He even says he'll be the best friend Wall Street ever had. Isn't it time we close the book on the 1980s?
The Tsongas campaign, faced with a must-win in one of these states, has promised to get more aggressive, but that was not in evidence today. The candidate barely stopped in Illinois to talk to some inner-city school kids and try to put the best face on last night.
There are very few southern states left, and now it's all neutral territory.
To compound his problems, the Tsongas campaign got stuck in the mud for a time at a Chicago airport. The third man, Jerry Brown, will spend the next few days trying to court the local labor vote, since union leaders don't much care for the labor records of either Tsongas or Clinton. Unless he wins one next week, Paul Tsongas is going to have to start worrying again about money. And even if he wins both states next week, Bill Clinton must worry about the 1 in 4 primary voters who still question his character.
The true test of character is not perfection. If it were, no one could pass.
So far, it's been Clinton versus Tsongas and Brown. If Bill Clinton wins next Tuesday, it's going to be Bill Clinton versus Bill Clinton.
Meantime, there's an effort by some Democratic leaders in Michigan to get out a vote for uncommitted in that primary. Not quite what you'd call a Bill Clinton bandwagon yet. Richard Threlkeld, CBS News, Miami.
On the Republican side, Super Tuesday was in many ways a blowout in favor of the Bush-Quayle ticket. The president now has an overwhelming lead in delegates needed for renomination. But as Susan Spencer reports, Mr. Bush still hasn't been able to put a stake through the heart of Pat Buchanan's "We Can't Afford Bush" campaign.
Apparently betting that his big Super Tuesday wins would cut down on touchy Buchanan questions, Mr. Bush at long last appeared in the White House press room today. Is it time for Buchanan to get out?
Anybody that runs for office would rather have no opposition. I mean, you don't have to be a TRW rocket scientist to gather that one in.
But Buchanan clearly hasn't gathered yet.
In the Buchanan lexicon, there is no word named quit.
Meanwhile, former President Nixon continued blasting all the candidates for not discussing foreign issues, especially Russia's financial needs, for fear it wouldn't be politically popular. He has called the U.S. response to Russian aid requests pathetically inadequate.
But it's time that we understand that if Russia fails, the economic impact on this country would be enormous, because the peace dividend then goes right down the tube.
Mr. Bush denied he has differences with Mr. Nixon, but he would not say he will fight for more aid.
There isn't a lot of money around. We are spending too much as it already is. So to do the things I would really like to do, I don't have a blank check for all of that.
And the president repeated he's sorry he raised taxes last year, but he avoided pledging not to do it again. As for all those Republicans who keep voting against him,
we're going to do well, and I really believe they'll come home to roost.